Hello YouTubies, this is the Scribe and thank you for coming to this YouTube video. I want to talk about drones and how they could have been used to facilitate a strategic plan in helping the people in Grenfell Tower to escape, and to also help them if they were trapped inside the Inferno itself. Now, from what I've read online, there was 45 bodies found in one particular room, and it sort of makes sense. I mean, if you are in a tower in Inferno, the chances are you're going to start fleeing to the most safest place within the flat. And everybody says, oh, this place here is a bit less smoky and a bit fire resistant everywhere else. And they found that the bodies were less touched by fire, they weren't actually burnt, and it was the smoke that killed them. And this tells me something about the drones. And this is going to be something that I think could be used in future fires. Even fires like that, disasters. They already use drones in forest fires and house fires to pinpoint where the victims actually are. The fire service tries to form a strategic plan on how to get people out. Of course, the people on the upper levels, I think above 16th floor, were at the worst end of the fire because the firemen couldn't get the ladders up to that height. So therefore, they couldn't actually facilitate an escape for them. They more or less waited, unfortunately, for the fire to go out. It's not the fire service fault for that. It's a lack of material or things to actually fight the fire with that caused this problem. Cladding going up wasn't exactly the brightest idea. Some of the drones were actually getting so close to some of the victims. If you have a look at the videos on YouTube, that the people were actually reaching out and touching the drones. And I was looking at this thinking, why aren't they using those drones to fetch something to the victims? And you say, what could they fetch? Well, here's an idea, right? Oxygen mask, respirator, 60 minutes of protection from toxic smoke and fumes, specifically for that kind of fire. Yeah, that's like 20 odd quid. Yeah, and they can also replace the filters every so often. In fact, they can just fetch up a bunch of filters for them so they can change it themselves. That would give them hours and hours and hours protection from the smoke. That's one idea. Also protect the eyes, and it may also give them a chance to make a run for it. Because if they're protected from the smoke, they can now breathe. So they're not affected by the smoke in the hallways and on the stairs and how to make their way out the building. That's one way it could have been done. By using these drones to fetch something, because of course drones can't carry people down, and of course they can't at the moment mechanically drill a wall and put some rope in it and tie like a thing down like the Tower Inferno film where they all slide down. They can't do that at the moment, but you know, they can be used to get things to the people. And you know, people have said, well, the drones were burned out. Well, I did see the drones passing by people's windows where it was on fire, and the drones seemed to be able to be touched by those people, so obviously the people could actually grab something from it. And even if it had to go through a window to do this, yeah, the people opened the window to do it, or you know, they somehow managed to, most of them tried to wave for help and things, but they were open windows and jumping out at some point, so obviously the fires were actually getting through the windows and breaking them. The heat itself was actually breaking the windows. The drones themselves can be used to get through those windows, give the people a package to protect themselves from the smoke, and hey, even get in a fire suit to certain people. Amazon drones can carry quite a lot of weight these days. I think it's like 10 kilograms. These fire-resistant clothes are like 1 or 2 kilograms a package, and it could easily have saved some people's lives. Now, I know the fire service is underfunded, but when I was watching the disaster in itself, I was disappointed that things like this wasn't done, because drones were going around the building just pinpointing where the victims were. And the fire service knew they couldn't do anything. They were just potentially just waiting for the fire to burn itself out. They knew that all they were going to do was wait for the screams to stop before they actually started to try to recover the bodies. And that's not something that fire service actually wants to do. So I would suggest these days that somebody out there, and I know there's people clever enough to do this, design a drone that's more fire resistant. Because I know what happened if the drone went through the fire, it would burn out within the first delivery, but it would save the people who were in that particular building, because if they got like fire resistant clothes, the oxygen mask respirator would give them some breathing time to make their way out the building. Then it doesn't matter that one of the drones is out of service for a while. But if you make fire resistant drones capable of high temperatures, and I know there's clever enough people out there to do it, then you could start saving many people's lives this way. Many of these clothes that they could wear, fire resistant clothes, could be suitable for many people throughout the whole years of rescuing people, and the drones can be used to facilitate a rescue mission and also deliver messages for people on what to do. Now, I personally think it's very daft to tell people to stay put and do nothing. Now, most people might say, yeah, well, that's a great idea. Not in such a fire, it isn't, because the only way for those people to survive is act like a team to strip one particular room down, get rid of all the burning equipment, and try to seal themselves off from the smoke. Because the concrete itself acts like an insulator from the fire. And that's what they nearly got there. But I don't think they did it in time. And I think if they had this sort of gear, they would have, those 45 people found in one room would have survived. I actually feel that they could have survived. And these oxygen mask respirators were running out of time for the filter. Just deliver a new package to them. Yeah, it doesn't take Einstein to work this sort of stuff out. In the years to come, I think there's going to be some heads put together after this Grenfell disaster. We'll go develop new ways of rescuing people. And I'm just putting this out to the world now. I think drones should be used as a delivery service, like they are in Amazon, to the people who are inside the fire itself. Because all the fire service is going to do when they get to the upper levels, if they do it in time, is to give them an oxygen mask respirator and maybe a bit of oxygen and maybe a little bit of clothing, maybe a cloth to protect them from the fire, like the drone would deliver to them anyway, and then start working their way down. That's all the fire service is actually going to do. So why not get the drones do it for them? Now, I don't mean do the whole rescue mission for them, but at least if you can actually breathe properly. Many of those people who are on the phone saying, I can't breathe, I can't get out, I can't breathe. You can actually hear them in the videos saying that. It was the smoke that killed them. It was the smoke that stopped them from escaping. The drones could have been used as a facilitator to escape this fire by delivering something to the people. Yeah? And they did nothing with the drones. It was just used as a strategic pinpoint of where the victims potentially were. And that all that meant was, now we know where to pick up the dead bodies. Now we know where people actually were before they burned to death. That's a ridiculous thing to do in a fire. So that's my message to the people in the world.